There has been a lot of talk recently about 50-year mortgages, and people keep asking me my opinion on this. My mantra has always been that consumers win when they have more options. Proponents of a 50-year mortgage will point out that the longer term would lower monthly payments and make housing more affordable for Americans. They have even suggested that this would allow people to buy homes who otherwise could not. Those against the idea are quick to point out that higher interest rates would cancel out a lot of the payment relief provided through the longer term. They are also quick to point out that the proportion of early payments, in other words, those first few years worth of payments that go towards the interest, far outweighs how much of the principal is being paid down. So, would 50-year mortgages actually help people achieve the American dream of homeownership? Or is it all just smoke and mirrors? Let's do some math and find out. Say you're a first-time homebuyer who found the perfect house and you plan on making a full price offer at $400,000. You have enough saved up to cover a 5% down payment, so the mortgage that you're taking out is going to be $380,000. Your mortgage broker quotes you an interest rate of 6% for a 30-year conventional loan. The principal and interest on this is $2,278 per month. So, what do numbers look like with a 50-year loan? We know that longer terms demand higher interest rates, but 50-year mortgages don't exist today. So, I have to make an educated guess on what the market rate might be. What we know is that the spread between a 15 and 30-year mortgage is about 5/8% right now. That's a good starting point, but we must also account for the fact that there is a bigger difference between 30 and 50 than there is between 15 and 30. So, I'm going to assume the market rate on a 50-year loan is going to be about 7/8% higher than a 30-year loan. In this example, that would make our 50-year rate 6.875%. The principal and interest on this is $2,250 per month, which is $28 per month lower than the 30-year term. Not $280, $28. Right now, 95% of my borrowers would be stopping the conversation and opting for the 30-year loan. But I'd like to dig deeper into this for you 5%ers. First-time home buyers stay in their home for about 5 to 7 years on average. So I'd like to take a look at where you stand 5 years from now in both scenarios. Based on typical appreciation of about 3% per year, the home that you purchased for $400,000 5 years ago is now worth $464,000. Congratulations! You've made all the monthly payments and your mortgage balance is now $374,788 if you choose the 50-year term. However, if you had gone with the 30-year term, you would have paid off over $21,000 more towards the principal. That is $21,000 more equity in exchange for an extra $28 every month. Considering the difference in monthly payment is roughly equal to the cost of a large Taco Bell order, I'd always advise my borrowers to opt for the 30-year option if this ever even comes to be reality. Now, some of you savvy people watching this video might ask, based on everything you just said, shouldn't everybody go with a 15-year mortgage instead of the more popular 30-year option? The answer is no. Keep an eye out for my next video where I will break down the math and prove that. In any event, this just goes to show that real estate is still a great investment. Thanks to appreciation, you now have between $89,000 and $110,000 in equity, most of which came from the $64,000 increase in value over the past 5 years. A typical renter is not going to be able to find another investment vehicle that will gain $64,000 over a 5-year period. All of that to say that real estate is still a great investment, but a 50-year mortgage isn't the way to do it.